This is Critical Discussions, episode 20, and today let's start with news from Belarus, actually. About Belarus, rather. And the news are as such. Lithuania created a law, passed a law actually, that forbids Russians and Belarusians to get visas and citizenship in Lithuania. It doesn't personally affect me, but I do not like this at all. I've spoken about things like that before, that things like that do not do anything really to the actual sort of regime, but they definitely hurt the people, like regular people, who perhaps might want to go study maybe in Lithuania, for example, who might want to actually relocate there, maybe work in some company there, because I know definitely a lot of Russian, for example, game development companies. They long time ago actually, but they were doing this quite often over the years, relocated to Baltic states, to Estonia, to Lithuania, for example, and they brought obviously their game developers, Russians, Belarusians, Ukrainian people, and this basically stifles this relocation of actually smart people and people who are obviously against the regimes, both in Russia and Belarus. And I don't think it does anything good really, besides actually helping the regime, the dictatorship regime in Belarus. I don't understand. And by the way, right now, this is by the way why it's even more perplexing and hard for me to understand. Current elected president of Belarus, Svetlana Tikhanovskaya. As far as I'm aware, she is in exile and hiding in Lithuania right now. So the fact that they kind of invited and allowed members of the opposition who are basically chased and gonna be prosecuted if they are in Belarus, right? They allow those people, so sort of high level sort of politicians, whatever, right? Public figures, to actually go to Lithuania. But regular Belarusian people, or Russian for that matter, no. You're not good enough. If you're a fucking povo, no money, no nothing, no fame, no notoriety or whatever, fuck you. You can go and basically just die. If you are top level, whatever, big fucking shot, okay, you can come here. I think this is so fucking hypocritical. I don't give a fuck about Lithuania, Latvia, Estonia, or Poland, and now none of this country. I don't care about them. Live their lives, whatever, do whatever the fuck you want. It's your country, right? But I will have opinions as a person who is stuck in Belarus, who is absolutely against this regime, and who couldn't do even those episodes, those streams with the camera, because I am afraid for my fucking life. And because I don't have millions of subscribers, or I haven't been participating in elections, being a wife to a husband who actually was running for a president and then got jailed. Because I'm not that. I can't fucking go into Lithuania and ask for asylum or something like that. And regular Belarusians who just want to not become an asylum seekers, who just want to escape maybe through other means, studying in a university again, finding some work wherever. No, fuck you people. This is first of all, this is a fucking hypocritical move, and I fucking despise hypocrites the most, probably, out of anything sinful, whatever. But it also makes no fucking sense, because you're helping the regime. You're literally saying to those people who actually have a fucking brain, who understand that they need to escape, you're saying to them, fuck you. This is insane. This is fucking insane. So even people who are already living in Lithuania with temporary or permanent resident permit, now the citizenship, they can't acquire citizenship, and I'm not sure if, like, because if it's a temporary, if they have like a temporary residency, I'm not even sure if their temporary residency will be renewed, because I am assuming not really, although maybe they're saying that there are exceptions for applications inside Lithuania. So if you are already there, which is like, again, like, if you are already there, then okay, you can stay there. But if you are not there, and if you are trying to escape this dictatorship fucking regime, go fuck yourself. This is what they're doing. Not even, apparently they had like some electronic residency. I don't know about it. I know about like Estonia's electronic residency program. I haven't heard about Lithuanians, but they stopped that as well. So basically, they cut ties with this regime. Do you know what's funny? I can't name names, but I have someone who's working at Belarusian nuclear power plant, the one that people around the area of Baltic states really despised, really fucking protested against and shit like that, right? You know who is the biggest beneficiary of that nuclear power plant, who buys the most energy? Fucking Lithuania. So those cunts are actually using, like, publicly they're decrying the nuclear power plant, the regime, whatever. They're actually using measures like this against Belarusian people, not against the regime, against Belarusian people. And then they're buying the fucking energy from that nuclear power plant from the regime. They're trading fucking all of the, like, potassium or things like that, potash, whatever the fuck it's called, like fertilizers, right? Because Belarusian company, I think one, maybe two companies, they're obviously all state owned, so all the money goes, all the fucking profits goes to directly to the usurper and to the fucking dictator and to this regime. They've been fucking happily trading those potash things with the regime. I don't know if they've stopped right now. Perhaps, maybe finally, but they've been doing it definitely since 2020, since the regime definitely solidified that this is now total dictatorship. Nobody fucking helped us, like regular people, in 2020, in 2015, in 2010. People kept doing business both with Russia after annexation of Crimea, after the wars in fucking Georgia. Obviously now with the full invasion of Ukraine, many countries still kept doing business with Russia. Again, this usurper in Belarus, just because he didn't, like, try to fucking steal territories of other countries, doesn't mean that he didn't do atrocious things inside the country. Nobody fucking gave a shit. Nobody from the wider world. Oh, our fucking praise and condolences. Yeah, go fuck yourself with those praises and condolences. Yeah, so I'm just pissed. I'm really pissed because I'm just a regular citizen. I consider myself a citizen of the world, but I'm stuck in a fucking dictatorship shithole, and I'm looking around at all of those fucking politicians who are corrupt as fuck, who never fucking bat an eye and took the money from the most despicable regimes, from the most atrocious people of the world, and then they have a fucking audacity to actually go and create measures like this against regular Belarusian people. Because no fucking Belarusian fucking diplomat or whatever is subjected to this, because they already have their own fucking neutrality or whatever. They can travel wherever the fuck they want, basically. And I can fucking guarantee you that no Lukashenko or his fucking family or whatever would actually go and submit their application through a visa center in Lithuanian visa center to acquire Lithuanian visa to travel to Lithuania for, I don't know, fucking month or whatever the fuck. So this is directly hurting only people of Belarus. Amazing. And what people don't understand is that like this regime has been here before many were even fucking born. Definitely before many could vote. And this regime has like police on their side, military on their side, fucking special, all the fucking intelligence. They're not intelligent by any means. But all those fucking secret services, all the fucking KGBs of the world and whatnot, like it's all here, and it's not a big country. It's just 9 fucking million people. They have their fucking claws in everything. So it's not like you can just like create fucking uprising, revolution, whatever. Especially when people are not armed, obviously. It pisses me off so fucking much. And luckily on this and this website, as you can see, like if you are watching like a YouTube version or whatever, it's called Charter 97, and it is blocked in Belarus. I can't even access actual like news information in Belarus unless I'm using like a proxy or VPNs. Luckily, like people understand. Obviously, like this is an opposition website again, exiled basically in Belarus. So a person said a really good point. So like really strange, because someone was making like, why don't you uprise? Why don't you fucking throw away dictators? Yeah, because it obviously happens like that. Because yeah, show me one example in the fucking history of the world where people just out of nowhere like started, yeah, okay, we've lived under dictatorship for 20 years, now it's enough probably. And now without any external help or anything like that, without like breaking of the elites inside of the country, yeah, just people, regular people who are barely surviving on fucking shitty salaries across the fucking Belarus. Now they will of course start revolutions, of course. So after 30 years of Moscovite regime in Belarus, after 30 years of Russification of Belarus, which is exactly what's happened. Like all the Belarusians are speaking Russian language, me included, to be honest. I mean, they're saying like this particular comment said that like there are no like Belarusian schools, particularly like specifically Belarusian schools. I don't know about it. I know obviously that in school they teach you Belarusian language. At least they taught when I was in fucking school. I don't think things changed in that particular context, but definitely like they're like this regime has been destroying for 30 years everything Belarusian, from literally jailing. I was talking about it in the previous episode, in episode 19 I think, or maybe 18, I think 19, that the regime was actually jailed like recently in 2023 an administrator of like I think Telegram group or VK group, I don't remember what it was, that was just about like pro-Belarusian language. So a person who's a pro-Belarusian language goes to jail, gets jailed. Please tell me if we are fucking occupied or not. What in the fuck is this shit? Like this is insane. That like Lithuania apparently doesn't understand this. Like literally in Belarus, like white, red, white flag is considered right now as like an extremist symbols, and so you're gonna get jailed for it or heavily fined. Great. You can't even go outside wearing like a white, red, white shirt. Definitely not in like a bigger city, like in a capital or whatever. You're literally gonna get either fined or jailed. Amazing, like fucking amazing. And yeah, of course, like it's our fault. It's our fault. Insane. Once again, like yeah, whatever. And what's interesting, and people do remind this even to Ukrainians, because there are some Ukrainians who are really fucked up in their head. They did, in fact, before this full-blown, full-scale Russian invasion, even after Crimea, they did support Lukashenko, a lot of them. They did sort of say that, yeah, it's like a good president, whatever, like the country is stable and everything. We wish we would have something like that. Because we always have like those revolutions, fucking regimes are changing, whatever the fuck, which is brilliant, which is great, which is exactly what healthy society should have. The politicians who are fucking changing each other. And yeah, if freaking things going, into shit. Yeah, okay, let's go. Let's change something. Great. Um, but yeah, basically the context and an interesting point is that like some people were making basically, oh, like you're not really like Belarus is not really occupied territory. You can do like, yeah, you can like overthrow dictator and things like that. And people were quick to point out, is Crimea considered an occupied territory? Nobody's bombing Crimea. I mean, nobody did bomb anyway throughout like 8 years, wherever, since it was occupied by Russia. Nobody bombed there anything. Nobody like shot any people there or anything like that. Was it an occupied territory, or is it still occupied territory? It is, obviously. The same absolutely goes about fucking Belarus. It is occupied fucking territory, occupied by Russia, by pro-Russian fucking forces. Quite literally right now, by Russian forces who are stationed in Belarus. In fact, in the fucking region where I live, like fucking, don't know, less than 100 kilometers away from me. It is like literal armed people with tanks and fucking ammunitions and whatnot. Amazing. But no, like it's the regular people who go and work as a fucking cashier or I don't fucking know, electrician. They need to overthrow the regime. And they are the bad guys. Not everyone else who closed their eyes on all the atrocities of this regime, on all of the political prisoners and things like that. And like I'm saying, even Ukrainians were supporting, or at least like some Ukrainians were supporting, saying, yeah, a strong leader, Lukashenko is a man. Great. Fucking stellar. So yeah, that's the news, and that's the first news that we're starting today. And this stream, this stream is gonna get a bit more funny later, because there's some ridiculous shit that happened recently. But in this particular case, yeah, I'm pissed. I'm really pissed. Like I said, it has nothing to do with me. I've never planned to go to Lithuania. I've never been there. I don't really care, like I'm saying, about Baltic states, whatever. But just as an overall sort of, just as an overall, not even concept, but like viewpoint, like your stance on the issue, it just pisses me off. Because like I said, it has nothing to do with the regime. It does nothing to regime, and it only hurts regular Belarusian people who would otherwise might try to fucking escape this country. So yeah, good on Lithuania, fucking shitheads. That's all I can say about it.